Okay, let's dive into this. So, you finally decided to take that absolute dream vacation to the tropical Pacific. And honestly, we couldn't be happier for you. But here's the thing. No matter where in the world you're traveling from, the flight to these spectacular islands, well, it's not exactly a quick hop. Because it takes serious time and, yeah, serious money just to get there, you're going to want to make every single second count. You want to see as much as possible, right? Well, in today's explainer, we're going to figure out the absolute best way to spend your precious vacation days. We're looking at the ultimate travel showdown, bouncing between multiple islands versus strapping in for a deep dive on just one.
Now, you might be wondering, is trying to see everything actually ruining your vacation? I want you to really think about this for a second. Do you plan to spend your hard-earned trip actually relaxing? Toes in the sand, listening to the ocean? Or are you going to be frantically rushing from one airport terminal to the next, dragging a suitcase with a broken wheel just to check items off a bucket list? It's honestly one of the biggest mistakes travelers make.
To help you choose your own adventure, here is our roadmap for today's explainer. First up, getting there. Second, the island hopping dilemma. Third, the single island strategy. And finally, matching your timeline.
Let's move to section 1, getting there, because getting to the islands really sets the tone for the entire trip.
So, getting to the middle of the Pacific has never been just a quick drive down the highway. It's often a once-in-a-lifetime journey, and your very first travel day decision totally dictates the entire pace of your vacation. You basically have two primary options to cross that massive ocean, assuming you aren't rowing yourself, right? Your first option is direct flights. Depending on where you live, whether that's the West Coast or all the way over in Europe or Asia, you can expect to be in the air anywhere from 5 to 12 hours. It's definitely the fastest way, but you are strapped into a seat for a while. Then you have cruise ships. For a lot of people, especially those who want to see as much as possible without the stress, you might as well make the journey itself part of the adventure.
And you have incredible variety when it comes to those cruises. If you enjoy the open sea, you can take repositioning routes straight from the West Coast. There are these massive Pacific crossings and world cruises that treat the islands as a glamorous stopover. But here's a fantastic secret for maximum efficiency. There are ships that simply circle the islands year-round. Seriously, some of them offer 0 sea days. You literally wake up in a new port every single morning, seeing 5 unique ports across 4 major islands, all while your hotel room basically floats along with you. It's a real game changer.
Now, what's really interesting is section 2, the island hopping dilemma. Time for a reality check. A lot of travelers look at a map and think, oh, I can just hop over for the afternoon. But brace yourself, because here is the reality check. You think it's just a 30-minute flight, right? Wrong. First, you gotta pack up and leave your hotel. That's 30 minutes gone. Then you have to travel to the airport and return the rental car, boom, 45 minutes. Then you check in, get through security, wait at the gate. That's easily an hour or more. Then you land, wait for your bags and find a new car, add another 15 to 30 minutes. Before you even blink, you've burned at least 2.5 hours, often way more, just to move your suitcase from point A to point B. You are literally burning daylight.
So the crucial point here is, if you absolutely must hop between the neighboring islands because your heart is totally set on seeing a specific massive volcano or a famous hidden valley, please do not bring heavy luggage. Leave the checked bags at home. Bring only a carry-on. You'll save money, you'll save time at the carousel, and most importantly, you will save your sanity when you're jumping between those regional airports. Trust me on this one. Okay, let's slow things down a bit for section 3, the single island strategy. Time to do a deep dive.
Let's just take a collective, deep breath. Let your shoulders drop, feel that ocean breeze. This right here is the alternative to the frantic airport shuffle. This is where you pick the most visited, most populated island, settle down, truly unpack your bags just once, and actually go on vacation. A huge misconception is that if you stay in one place, you're going to run out of things to do. Absolutely not. The main gathering island alone offers way more variety than you could cover in a whole month. You can start your morning exploring incredibly moving naval history and historic memorials. Then by lunch, you're lounging on world-famous resort beaches. You have 4 distinct, striking coastlines to explore, from surfing meccas up north to dramatic ridges in the east. There are lush botanic gardens, scenic hikes up dramatic volcanic craters, and a local food scene that blends global flavors like literally nowhere else on Earth. You will not be bored.
And this brilliantly illustrates exactly how easy it is to pace yourself. Think of this as the perfect 7-day strategy on that main island. Day 1, you arrive, check in, and catch a beautiful sunset catamaran. Day 2, you dive into the island's deep history and check out the historic capital. Day 3, pure beach day and maybe some surf lessons.
Day 4, you take a grand sightseeing tour of the windward shores. Day 5, and here's a real pro tip, you transfer to a quieter resort on the north or west side. That gives you a total change of scenery without ever getting on a plane. Day 6, pure relaxation by the pool. Day 7, you do some final shopping before your return trip. It perfectly balances exploration with genuine, stress-free relaxation.
Of course, to execute that amazing week, you do need to get around. When you're venturing out from the historic capital to, let's say, those famous snorkeling bays, you've got a choice to make. On one hand, renting a car gives you the absolute ultimate freedom and flexibility. You can stop at literally any roadside shrimp truck or hidden beach you want. But on the other hand, relying on official shuttles and guided tours offers the zero-stress, highly reliable experience. You get a local guide, you don't have to hunt for parking, and you can just sit back and stare out the window at that incredible turquoise water.
Let's move into our final section, Section 4, matching your travel timeline. Let's find your perfect fit.
Because at the end of the day, all of these strategies, whether you're hopping planes, sailing on a cruise, or just staying put with a rental car, they all have to map perfectly onto your specific vacation calendar. Let's walk through this time matrix together. If you only have 3 to 6 days, your best choice is absolutely staying on one island. If you have a solid 7 days, you can do a deep dive on one island or jump on an inter-island cruise that sails at night. Now, if you're lucky enough to have 10 to 14 days, that is when a 2-island trip by flight actually becomes highly practical. And if you have over 2 weeks, well, then you've got the luxury of time, and full-on island hopping becomes a fantastic, totally manageable reality.
But you know, time isn't the only factor. We also have to look at your personal travel vibe. If you're someone who hates logistics, completely despises packing and unpacking, and loathes checking out of hotels, book a cruise, or just take a one-day guided trip. If you are a traveler who craves maximum flexibility to wake up and decide your day on a whim, you should stick to one island and book a private tour or rent a car. And if you're simply dying to sample several different islands just to see their unique flavors, your best choice is either getting on a ship that does all the driving for you or committing a full 2 weeks to do it right by air.
So, what does this all mean? It really boils down to this one final provocative question. As you map out this dream vacation, ask yourself, will you spend your trip in transit or in the sand? Every single hour you spend in an airport security line is an hour you aren't spending watching the sunset with a cold drink in your hand. Both strategies absolutely have their magic, but knowing the real logistical costs up front ensures you actually design the vacation you want. Thank you so much for exploring this explainer with us today, and hey, here's to making every single moment of your next tropical getaway count.